Well, welcome. Filming this video in between my uploads of my Killing Every Boss in the First Turn series, which is done. Like, it's filmed and done. It was in my old house. I've moved since, as you can see by the no window coverings, hastily made bed. We bought a new place. But I'm going to upload this one in between and start this one out because I'm at a point where I think it's worth capturing, and it's something I want to talk about. This is the Trials of Tav mod. It's old news. It's been around for about 8-9 months now. I think it was released in the summer of 2024-ish. I'm on honor mode, but importantly, I will note that I don't have challenge mode selected. Which does some things. I read what it does. I'm not confident it's actually going to make the game all that much harder. This is my first ever run through Trials of Tav. I had no experience with it going into it. And to be clear, this is not Trials of Tav Reloaded, which is apparently a newer mod that seems to be less popular. This is just the original, the OG. And I'm just wondering when it gets hard. My rogue score is 2573. That's very organic. I haven't used any of the unlocks you can buy to bump it up. I've just been progressing and looting and pumping up my characters. And I'm assuming it gets harder if you do, because the increased rogue score is going to make your life more difficult. So spending currency to get more rogue score, I assume, is going to be a way that I can ramp up difficulty. But for this first run that I've ever done, I have just been playing very organically. I've just been spending the points I've been earning on upgrades, and I have been just looking to optimize my party progression as I go on. And again, I don't know if this is good. I've done some research. I can't find anything on YouTube of people having videos with rogue scores this high. I'm not saying I'm hot shit or anything. I'm sure there's a lot of people that have come to this conclusion as well. But I guess I'm just posting this sort of as a, let me know. Like, if you know anyone who's gotten any higher than this, and whether or not it starts to get difficult, that would be great. But let me explain how we got to where I am now, where I wasn't filming because I thought it was really boring. And to be clear, this is going to continue to be boring, because the fights are very easy at this stage. It's actually not difficult at all. And I'm going to walk you through what my party looks like first. So, top of the list, let's go right up to my usual female elf character. I accidentally made her a high elf. I don't know why I did that. Wood elf is the choice here, clearly, but I made her a half elf. And she is a Hunter 11, War Cleric 1. Pretty basic bitch hunter build. The only difference is that in Trials of Tav, you get to buy unlimited hag hairs for 100 currency apiece. And as you can see, she's maxed out a lot of her stats at the soft cap of 60. Evidently, you can exceed this by modding the mod, but I have not done that. So I've let my cap be 60, and she's got 60s across the board and all the stats that matter for her. This started out as a max dex build, and I was using volleys to deal a lot of AoE damage. I played on balanced bias, which means I get a good mix of boss and ads, and frankly, the ads are actually harder than the bosses in this mod. I'll talk more about that later. But the whole idea is you pelt people with volleys and group them up with black holes as best you can, off-casted black holes, right, using your bonus action. And then you get 5, 6, maybe 7 of them in a group, and you lay down the hurt. Early on, you use Deadshot or Gaunter Mail for increased hit chance, because the enemies scale up a little bit faster than you do in the mid-game. And then you start investing more points into the other stats that matter, like Wisdom for Arcane Synergy, which adds more damage, and Strength with Titan String Bow, which adds even more damage. Generally speaking, the whole idea behind building good Trials of Tav characters is to use your stat damage additive bonuses, your stat damage riders. So they all at 60 will give you a plus 25 to damage for every hit you do. Weapon dependent, of course. It's dexterity by default when you're using a bow, and it still is with the Titan String Bow. In addition, the Titan String Bow also adds damage equal to your strength modifier. So you get plus 25 from the dex, plus 25 from the strength. And Arcane Synergy, which is always triggering because I'm walking around with the ballast armor on, adds another 25 for the wisdom. That's 25 plus 25 plus 25 for a plus 75 to all of my shots. You don't see it in the calculations here, but it is, and I'll show you when we start the fight that I'm about to do. Plus my necrotic damage rider from being Ascended Vampire, plus a d4 cold from the elemental, Draconic Elemental imbuement that I give myself every long rest. And double that for Ballast Armor if they're in range. And you get a lot of damage. And it's an AoE. And you get to cast 2 of them every turn, 3 of them if you're Bloodlusted, 4 if you're Hasted, 5 if you War Cleric. Charge. So that's a lot of damage. I want to have Rhapsody and all the other standard trappings of this build. Brood Mother's Revenge for the odd time when I get healed. Although I'm going to take this off because I actually don't have a healer in the party anymore. I just realized I almost never get healed. So this thing just literally does nothing. And I've got some other things too. Snowburst Ring, because making ice surfaces is great. It's a great way to gain advantage on your targets and prevent yourself from crit missing often. Movement speed is king in this. I can't tell you enough how important movement speed is in Trials of Tav. Actually getting to your targets that are often spread out is one of the best ways to make use of these AoE builds. And then Gloves and Martial Exertion are king in this build, in this game. Because an extra attack, even if it's just one in a very long fight, replacing this with a Damage Rider glove like Helldusk, which gives you an extra 3.5 damage per hit, you have to do a lot of damage to replace what that one attack can give you, because you're hitting. Let's just run through it, right? Like if you get a good volley off with that one attack, and by the way, Martial Exertion gloves also give you added movement in that round. One attack, one volley. Let's say you've got 6 targets gathered up from Black Hole, right? You get within 2 meters of them, so they've all got vulnerability to piercing. So that means 150 damage per hit just from your additives alone, your riders, plus the die damage, plus the necrotic, plus whatever Rhapsody's given you, blah, blah, blah. It comes out to about 180 damage, 190 damage per impact across 6 targets with one volley. So you're looking at 1,000 damage, roughly, if you play your cards right. Maybe less, maybe up 500, 600 if you only get 3 or 4 targets. Maybe not, maybe 7 or 8 if you're really good. Bottom line is, that's a lot of damage. And with a Damage Rider glove, like even the best ones, like the Helldusk, you'd have to impact a lot throughout the course of the fight to make up for that damage you're talking about now. So it's because it's 1,000. 1,000 damage. It means you've got to lay down roughly, 300 hits with Helldusk gloves on, and to equal that, and that's fire damage, which is much more preventable on average. Helldusk boots are the best boots in the game, especially here, because getting thrown off cliffs is the end of your run. So as soon as you get Helldusk boots, you should put them on, no matter what, because they save you from certain death in a lot of cases. And they give you a free pass on a saving throw, which is very good in the mid-game. Stats on these monsters are crazy high, so they're always succeeding against you, especially on your characters where you've bumped up dexterity first and your wisdom might be low. So wisdom is by far the most challenged stat in the game for saves, other than concentration, and they're not really all that relevant in Trials of Tav, if I'm being honest. So that's her. That's the hunter. I've got a tosser, pretty standard tosser, a 5-4-3 split, berserker on top. This guy is the least damage dealer in the party. He throws Dwarven Throwers and Null Runas and Bloodthirst. In this mod, it's called not called Bloodthirst. It's Blade of the First Blood. It's the same thing though. He throws those, and with Tavern Brawler. So again, let's look at the damage calculations. So you're getting not 1 but 2 applications of strength from that throw, and that's it. So the hunter's getting 3 applications of stat riders. He's getting just 2. So already his default damage is lower, and he doesn't have the Ballast Armor on. Explain why in a minute. So unless he's got a teammate in range of his target that has the Ballast Armor on, he's not actually getting any vulnerability. So his damage is generally the weakest. He's getting 4 throws a turn when he's raging, but his damage is still the weakest. The main purpose of having the Tosser in is because he throws people off cliffs, and very well, because he has 60 strength and he can do it 4 times in a turn. So I'm only throwing weapons as a backup. If I've got a chasm, I'm aiming people into that chasm. But I digress. Let's talk about why he's really so good, and it's because of this. So barbarian levels, even just one, a barbarian splash is so key in Trials of Tad because stats are through the roof, monsters always hit, but not if you have an AC of 62. And the 62 is derived from the fact that barbarians get their dex and con added to their AC when unarmored. And as you can see, he's wearing clothes. The Helldusk helmet's a clothing piece. Bone Spike Garb is the best clothing piece for this application by far. Helldusk boots, that's like I said, martial exertion gloves, all the rings, the cloak, the neck, all of these are just not armor. Bone Spike Garb especially is great because it's got a damage preventer on it for 2 damage. Also happens to fit Barbarian. The 15 HP is very whatever. But the bottom line is it's a piece of clothing that allows you to stack your dex and your con, so it's high AC, and it's got a nice little side bonus, being the 25 piercing damage whenever you get hit, which is never. Because with the Helldusk helmet on, you're never taking crits either. I don't think he's actually been hit with an attack since I got him up to triple 60 here. I haven't noticed it. If he had been, I don't think there's any enemy left in the mod that's hitting me. Next, I've got this guy really maxed out. He started out with no hag hairs. He was my healer with 0 buffs throughout the first 1300 rogue score, I think, and I didn't start pumping him his wisdom until after that, because all he did was warding bond and take beats, just as a safety blanket, because I'd never played this game before, so I thought, it's probably a good idea. I'm currently bumping up his strength to 60 because the way I have him built out now, I'm going to want to leverage some main hand weapons that are strength based, I think. But this is a build you've probably seen advertised before. He also has a ballast armor on. You can get multiple copies of the good pieces in here. Same makeup for these 3: Martial Exertion, Helldusk, Cloak of Displacement, Arcane of Diadem Synergy, almost essential for a damage dealer that's using weapons. Emerald Rings for movement, Dauntless Amulet, because literally there's no other amulet that's good on this guy. He's just got everything out maxed out. So the only thing, I was looking through the amulet options I had, and I was like, well, not the Con Neck, that doesn't work anymore. Not, the Feywild, because he doesn't need advantage on all those saving throws. He's already maxed out. He's not maxed out on Int, but Int saving throws are almost nothing. So his Wisdom's already maxed out, that's fine. But I took away Hero's Feast, and that's when I realized that I could be frightened now. So rather than risk being frightened, I put this on. I'll re-examine that. This is a shit neck, I know that, but whatever. He's got 2 stabby weapons for piercing, of course, and he's got a bow that reduces his crit threshold. Kind of whatever. You could easily go with Vicious Short Bow there. It doesn't matter. All the things that matter in the base game, vanilla game, honor mode, it's all flipped on its head. The little bits and pieces of equipment that add 2 damage here, 3 damage there, that add up in honor mode and are significant are irrelevant here, because you are deriving all of your pain from your stat adds. Stat riders, right? And in his case, let's go over it. 7 Oathbreaker, Aura of Hate. Aura of Hate allows him to put his Charisma modifier on top of his melee damage. That's plus 25. Diadem of Arcane Synergy. Lets him put his Charisma modifier on top of his damage. That's a total of plus 50. The fact that he is a... what's the third? Oh, Harmonic Dueler. For 10 turns, every fight, refreshable on a short rest. Another plus 25 to damage. That's plus 75. And lastly, he gets a plus 25 from Dexterity because both of his weapons right now are finesse-based. There are people, and this is certainly not, ill-advised, who would say that this level split is wrong and that I should be mixing in Warlock levels. Technically, that's one way to do it. You need the 7 Paladin for the Aura of Hate. The Fighter is not necessary. So putting in 2 Warlock levels here allows you to, or 3 actually, you need to get rid of the Thief and keep the Fighter. The thief's there for the extra bonus action, of course. The fighter is there just for action surge and proficiencies and shit. But you get most of them from paladin anyway. The real meat, muscle, that we're flexing here from this setup is being derived from his dexterity right now, but early in the game, you'll only have one stat at 60. When you hit your first 60 on a character like this, the dex is not helping you out, right? You're going to be 18 dex and the 60 charisma. What you would rather do is get your damage shifted over to charisma, and that's what Warlock does for you. Warlock allows you to pack boon it, and then suddenly your main hand weapon is now charisma based, not your offhand, importantly, just your main hand. So mid game, I didn't have this guy built this way, but that's how I would have done it. Is I would have 60'd up charisma, loaded all that damage onto the charisma side of the equation, and gotten a total of what would have been plus 100 on every stab, which it's plus 75 on the other ones. So it's in the case, in either case, well, with Warlock, let's just go back to Warlock for a minute. If it's 7 Warlock 3 Fighter 2, I'm getting 2 main and 1 off, without haste, without bloodlust elixirs, something like that. So 3 stabs, each one is dealing base damage plus the miniature riders, the small riders, if you've got any, and then another 100. Double that for ballast armor. So you're talking 200 damage a pop, 3 times a turn. 25 less, 50 less on the offhand. I switched to 732 fighter here with Rogue Thief mixed in because once you get up to 60 dex, the Warlock part of that shifts your damage rider over from dex to charisma is no longer needed. Alternatively, you can use this build split 732 with the Infernal Rapier, which I have. So the Infernal Rapier is a main hand that shifts the damage calculations off of dexterity and onto charisma, but again, just for that weapon. It's like you're a Warlock, even though you're actually not. So that would pump that up to 100 as well. But I am not there. I am at 60 dex and 60 charisma, not to mention 60 wisdom because he used to be a cleric, and 60 con because 60 con. And that gets me up to where I am on this character right now. He is a beast of a single target damage dealer. You can take down any boss that pops up on the screen in a single round without question. The only exception might be Titan's, the Steel Watcher Titan, I think, because he's resistant. But I've got answers for him too. And moving on down the list, the last build, I've tinkered with this one a lot. This is just an Eldritch Blaster, but it's a different kind than you're probably used to. So in the base game, the standard EB build is 2 levels of Warlock, 3 levels of Thief, 2 levels of Fighter, 5 levels of Sorcerer. That's the one you'll see. That's the basic bitch build you'll see all over the internet. What that does is it front loads a whole bunch of Eldritch Blasts. So with a haste on turn 1, that build will do 3 blasts from their action, 3 blasts from their first bonus action in the Quicken spell, 3 blasts from a second bonus action in the Quicken spell, so we're up to 9. Action Surge for a 4th series of blasts, which brings you to 12, and then Haste for 15, and Bloodlust Elixir for 18. So 18 Eldritch Blast beams in the first turn of combat. That's in vanilla honor mode, and that's good. That's good. In this game, where fights are routinely between 10 and 15 rounds long, burst damage is less of a priority, especially at the sacrifice of damage per round, and you want sustainable damage. There is no better source of sustainable damage in the game that isn't piercing than this build, I think, from my preliminary calculations. Because what it does is it gets plus 25 from charisma as a Warlock, right? It allows you to add your charisma modifier to Eldritch Blast. That's one of the invocations that you can get at level 2. You are also adding a plus 25 from Potent Robes, right? Add your charisma modifier to cantrips. And you're getting plus int 25 from being a level 10 evocation wizard. So every beam does plus 75 damage to its base roll and other riders. And I currently have 2 Callous Glow Rings on to help with that, and the Spell Might Gloves, because why the fuck not? Why not have an extra D8? And so on. And I have other shitty equipment, like this gives me just a +2 to initiative and attack rolls, which are utterly useless, but there's really not much else for the head. Helldusk Helmet, I guess, would be the only other one that might be. Damage and dying is never a problem. I've also got riders from Marco Heskier and the Spell Sparkler being dual wielded. These add a bunch of lightning charges in combination. By the way, for those of you curious, if you dual wield 2 Marco Heskiers, which is possible in Trials of Tav, the Kareska's favors do not stack. You get to choose one and that's it. And you don't get 2 applications of all of the things that it brings. So you only get 1, which is why the Spell Sparkler is here, because that actually does synergize with the Marco Heskier, giving you 4 lightning charges for every impact with spell damage. But this is what this does. So let's recap. This build is getting a ×3 application of stat riders for a +75. This is getting a +2 from just Tavern Brawler, or ×2. This is getting a ×4. So let's recap. Diadems of Arcane Synergy, Darmonic Dueler, Aura of Hate, and the 4th one is it 4 or is it just 3? The brain. What else is giving me +25 here? Adding my charisma bonus to my damage. Oh, and just dex. Yeah, just dex. Sorry. 25 from dex, 75 from charisma. So it's ×4 and then doubled because of Ballast Armor. And this is getting a +3. So that's a lot of damage. A lot of damage. And I'm about to show you just how effective this is in Trials of Tav at a 2573 rogue score. For those not aware, you get a free prep round at every fight. No monsters on the board. Combat will reset after this, but this just gives you a chance to pop things. And it looks like we're in for a combat that is going to be 18 rounds long. Oh, fucking buckle up. This is going to be a long one. For an 18 round fight, I am not going to pop some of my 10 round exhaustibles like Harmonic Dueler, I think. And I don't play perfect here because I really don't have to. You'll see. I make all kinds of lazy mistakes. But I think here I'll just pass the turn. Alright. So just to give you an idea of what the monsters look like at this level, here you go. 54 strength, 47 dex, 31 con, 24 int, 17 wisdom, 15 charisma. Still some vulnerabilities here. You know, that's the Slayer. We got a Goblin Brawler. That's a 39, 42, 24, 24, 15, 15. We've got a Shadow Creeper that is a whole bunch of stats. We've got Magma Mephit. That's a, you know, you get the point. And there's 6 of them on the screen, so let's get to work. Lay of the land here. I would have positioned better if I cared, but this is going to be so buttery easy that I don't care. I don't care. It will be fine. Where's the oh, there's another one tucked in there. A sharp eye. Okay, so let's send Danton out to handle... Oh, I don't know. You. Stab. No smite. And he's a paladin, so we get smites too. It's a nice way to add some little bits of damage if you don't quite get there. Let's try. And this, in this case, I didn't. He didn't get below his Call the Weak threshold, so I will smite. And we didn't quite get there. I'll leave him alive. Brawler can die. I have 1 attack left. I could fly somewhere else and try to... But I won't. I just use the last one on him to finish him off. No big deal. Next, sure, let's get you involved. What are you gonna do? You are gonna 18 rounds. We have to be a little bit judicious with our use of Black Hole. It lasts for 5 turns, I think. I always get that confused. Isn't it 10 turns? It doesn't feel like 10 turns. I've never actually taken the time to count. You can recast it for, I think it's 5 turns. I don't know why it's not listed here in the description. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna use his off to Black Hole. Or will I? Yeah, if I could get all 4 of them, I would, but I'm not gonna. So we want to kill because I'm bloodlusted on this character. So 2 beams over there, 1 here. That did it. Triggered my bloodlust. A little closer, doesn't really matter where. Finish off the Mephit and the Sharp Eye. Done. And with my bonus action, I could walk up to that creeper and try to bite it. Oh no, I couldn't. It's undead, right? Oh, it's a plant. Can't suck blood from a plant. Whatever. And I don't care about ballast armor proximity here. I'm just gonna nuke the thing from afar. It's not hard. Alright. Round clear. On to round 2. And I'm not gonna rage yet, obviously, because I didn't attack anything this turn, and I won't attack anything. I might not attack anything next turn. Let's see. Alright. 8 targets. Oh, beautiful. Danton is already in position to do some damage. Now, the one thing you do want to look for strategy-wise here are all the targets that have control features. So you want anyone that can cast Hold Person, Hold Monster, Dominate Person, Stun. Slow is a big one, and Counter Spell, countering your spells. That's also a pain in the ass. The most dangerous creatures in this game are not Saravok, not fucking Slayer, not Cazador, not fucking Onsur, not Red Dragons, none of that crap. The most dangerous characters in this game, Trials of Tav mod, are definitely Flaming Fist Wizards, Fallen Wizards, Veteran Gishes, and all the things that can cast things that can fuck your day up. You still only have 4 people on that battlefield, and they have a limited action economy, and you need to use it very efficiently. 1 slow will reduce whatever your action economy is down to just 4. And that's bad. You could seriously fall behind there. You have ridiculous AC and stats, but you're still not strong enough that you're completely immune to getting gang fucked by a horde of 50 enemies. You have to stay ahead of the curve. It's the only thing you really have to do. That's what we're doing here. 1 death. And this one will be a kill. No, it won't. 28. Yeah, that's fine. Grease Elemental's going to need to get 2 shots anyway. So that's what we'll do. And we'll save all of our burst utility stuff for later dates, times. Yeah, let's just kill this ghoul. That gives me my bloodlust, of which you will net a lot, as you can see here. I have bloodlust elixirs out the ass, so I use them liberally. You get enough ingredients to make a good replacement amount of them. Right now I'm using 2 per long rest. Could probably bump it up to 3, but I'm being conservative. Yeah, let's let the hunter fly in over here. Seems like a good enough target. With all the dead bodies in the way, we just have to make sure we actually cover the ground we need to cover. There we go. Beautiful. And we can still make a difference over there. Do we have any movement left with Danton? Yeah, we do. Enough? Yeah, we do. And despite the fact that he's got no actions left, we can get him into Aura of Murder range. And that makes my next decision very easy. So take care of that guy, and then my hunter target these knuckleheads. And oh, not enough movement. Uh-oh. Can I get there? Yeah, I can get there. Oh, crit miss. Alright, board clear. Let's go. 6. Oh god, this is going to be super easy. Easy ass red cap. Is now a good time to harmonic dueler? Because he's going to... No, we're still early on in the fight. I'll just save it. Oh, you fucker. save all of that. What else is around here? Oh, Knucklehead over there. Where are the other two? There's one there. 1, 2 there. One there. There's one more. Where's the one more? Should be 5 enemies. Why am I only seeing 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. What one am I not seeing? Oh, it was a Shadow Mastiff in hiding. Okay. Right. Oh, I didn't kill him. That's okay. So my Bloodlust Elixir didn't trigger, but we can fix that. We can do it. We can use our off-cast. We can get a little bit of help is what we can do. So let's see. Might hit a little hard. 80 and 81, not ideal. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so he's down to 32 now. Now what we can do is to trigger the Bloodlust is we can walk up to him and bite him. That gets us our Bloodlust, and then we can do... We're not even in range to do anything meaningful, so... Get to range. Ah, there's a Shadow Mastiff. That's good. So that's a kill. Does about 90 a beam. Granted, I hit. Right, see, look. 88 plus the 1 lightning. That one was 99 plus the 1 lightning, so upwards of 100. Wood. Yeah, sure. Not ideal for the hunter here. You want to get groups of enemies together, but as you can see, the board is just really light. So, not much I can do about that. No Hellcrawler, please. I have no movement left at all. Just a little tick, eh? Yeah. He's got Bloodlust on too, so. Beautiful. And I'm going to be 1 damage bit short here, unless I don't really care. Oh no, never mind, I can do this. How much has he got? Oh no, I'm not gonna kill him with this. I would have to frenzy now. What turn am I in? I'm in. No, I don't want to rage now. It's not. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter when I rage. I could rage now and I would be fine, or I could not rage now and I would be fine. I'll just bite him. I'll get my happy. Any second now. There we go. He'll stay alive. Two monsters. This is what I'm saying. Like, does this mod get hard? Is challenge mode really that important? I'm getting the sense that the climb with challenge mode on might be the tough part. I'm gonna try it after I'm done this run, if I ever die. But for the moment, you know, not super hard. Get a little closer. Can't get up to his face, but I can shoot him. And he's got Aura of Murder already because of Buddy Boy. So he's taking a still solid 100 from these shots. That's not bad. And, well, fuck you too. Oh, really? Oh. Well, aren't you a hardy little handshake? And let's just get up top of my perch here. All the objects that are otherwise destroyable have a huge amount of HP and resistances, so this platform is reliable. It will not collapse. Alright, next round. Oh, this is a big one. We got 8 targets. Great. Target-rich environment. Love it. 2 monsters over there. How many over here? 2. Where's everybody else? Oh, there's 2 there. Oh, okay. So this, and there's 1 there. Okay, Flaming Fist Wizard, top priority target. Let's think about how I want to divvy this up. So I don't want to Eldritch Blast until this guy's dead, because he will counter it. So I think that's my first order of business. Get Danton over there for a quick stab. Well, that's good. I'll take that. Kill the scout. And then use my remaining 2 attacks to kill the mummy. And I'll Harmonic Dueler probably next turn, and then it'll give me the last 10 turns of goodies. Well, am I in range to hit something else? Yeah, I am. So 2 pings on him will kill him and trigger Bloodlust. The third can go on the Earth Elemental to even him out. Beautiful. That gets the Earth Elemental's HP down to 194. Oh, I didn't kill the Goblin. Oh, I guess I missed once. Not my day. That guy. Let's think. How can I compensate? And once again, I could use one of my other characters to get his damage, or get his health down to about 40. Not much. By the way, a nitpick of mine, like any of the equipment that gives you your ability modifier added to something is great. The Gibbous of the Worshipful Servant should give you 25 turns of momentum at the start of combat, which would make it insane. But it doesn't work. I don't know why. It just doesn't work. I want that hat to work so bad. It's so good in Trials of Tab, and it just doesn't work. No. This guy, without martial exertion, I'm not going anywhere on this dude. And not that I can help, because if I get over there, it's just gonna end anyway. I think I'll rage now. I think at this point I need the extra juice. I'm just gonna ping this guy once. That'll prone him. Not that opportunity attacks matter here, but I'm just gonna get both these guys on their ass. At least as best I can anyway. Oh, that's good enough. Or is it? Do I really care? Like, what am I really gaining here? Yeah, I'll get one more hit on this guy. Yeah, he can stay on the ground at 26. That's fine. And then I'm going to fly over here. And I do want him dead, so I'm going to pop my martial exertion. And just kill him. Oh, good. Oh, bad. Okay. Not so much of that plan. I'm not immune to critical misses, as it were. Is there any way I can just off that guy? I don't want to waste a Mind Blast, which I do not have up, sorry. Oh, you know what I'll do? You know what I'll do? I'm going to do this. That's what I'll do. Just a touch and redeem myself here. That will trigger Bloodlust, which didn't. Okay, I must have miscounted. Earth Elemental. You might be asking yourself, why am I flying around for these people? Ballast armor. Does the disadvantage matter? Yeah, a little bit. That's why the Snowburst Ring is on. Snowburst Ring applies a slippery surface, and occasionally I do knock people over, and that negates the disadvantage I get from shooting at them up close. And no crossbow expert does not work with Titan String Bow. So, that don't work. As far as I know, anyway. It's been a while since I've tested that, actually. I should reserve... I should pull back a little bit from that assumption. It might actually work, but... Crossbow expert is only supposed to work with crossbows. It did not work with Titan String Bow the last time I tested it, but that was some time ago. And I can't imagine that either the mod maker or Larian would have changed that. Alright, you die. This is an easy round, Jesus. I hate about these fights that are like 18 rounds long is that they spread the enemies out annoyingly Oh, no, I should have. You know what I should have? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna pop this down. And sacrifice my action. That's a waste. But whatever. Okay, a little bit further. So these guys are now Aura of Murdered. And not that it matters because they're both gonna die anyway, like right now. Oh wow, that was terrible. That was god awful. Huh. You lived. Oh shit. He's raging. Oh, I forgot to attack something with him. Now he's gonna lose his frenzy. Okay. Pivot. Who's got an action left? I can do this. Oh, he has an action left. Damn it. Oh, of course casting spells is blocked. What am I doing? I want to summon Dance Macabre so I can... whatever. I'll use my action surge. This is stupid on my part. So stupid. All my guys have Dance Macabre, and that summons 4 things. Actually, let's spread them out a bit. And those 4 things can be assaulted by my Rager most of the time, and satisfy the attack requirement. Let's see if this frenzy sticks. Nope, still lost it. That works sometimes, and sometimes it doesn't. Oh well. I have a charge left, and I think I'm in a long rest after this, so I'll just pop it. And I'll not make that mistake again, although I definitely will. Okay. Let's see, yeah? There's 4 guys over there again. Where do I send this turd knuckle? Now I've got 3 shitty ghouls fighting for me. That is not an exaggeration. They are shitty, because they have their original stats. They don't scale with the player, so like, ain't nothing gonna happen with them. Oh, okay, you know what I'm gonna do for fun? For fun. In the interest of personal enjoyment. Yeah, whatever. This is not optimal. Because they're not taking much damage. Can I get over there? That is an awful long way to fly. I can, and I can get into a great spot too. Oh boy, this will be fun. This is a 4-person hit. Not ideal, missed a couple there, but whatever. Wow, still. Alright. No need to do that. Where's this Gith? Oh, he's over there. Oh, you know what? Oh, if I still... Mind Sanctuary is so finicky. You gotta be really careful with it. I'm worried that if I walk through here, I'm gonna lose my action for the turn. No, it'll preserve it. As long as I don't use one in the bubble. Yeah, okay, so I still have my original one, that's fine. If I had used one in there, I wouldn't have. Offhand. Oh, that was bad. I double stabbed him by accident there. I still haven't disabled my linking the two weapons together business. I keep forgetting. Alright. Who's gonna do this? Alright, we'll step out of the stupid bubble. Board cleared. He did attack something this time. Okay, yeah, he still did. Okay, good. Oh, shit. Oh, no, never mind. It's just the zombies taking their turn. Okay. What do we got? An Avenger. What's over here? Sharon and some asshole. Cool. Cool. The Gilded Imp's the hardest one here because it casts Mammon's Goal or whatever it's called. Mammon's Hold. Yeah, it turns you into gold and takes away a turn. Any action economy affecting bullshit is bad. Don't want that. Yeah, it was worth the damage. I took twice the smite back in damage from that, but it's worth it because I killed him. Let's go over here. Ooh. And any juice left to get up here? No. Not even here? Like at his feet? No, that's gonna put me in range. Nah. Well, you know what will? Though? I might knock him off. Probably not. They won't let me throw him. Oh yeah. I should be using piercing damage. I don't know why I'm not. Alright. Can I shoot somebody from here at least? Yeah, no, not really. No. And the rest of the turds are down here, right? Imp gone. Cambion. And now Counting House Enforcer and Bugbear is somewhere. He's over there. Let's kill these fucking ghouls in the same shot. Oh, they don't take friendly fire? What's up with that? Huh. Oh well. And Mr. Bugbear. Yeah, sure. I don't really care about him being alive. He can be alive. Boy, they suck. Yes, just end your turn. Please, for the love of God, end your turn. I want to kill those fucking ghouls as soon as chance I get. Alright, what do we got here? 8 new monsters. Big target's the Mind Flayer. Yeah, easily. Mind Flayers can fuck up your day with the Mind Blast. Titan Seal Watcher is not a threat. He can live for as long as he likes. Let's think about how we're going to divvy this up. I think this starts with the Hunter. It starts with the Hunter and starts getting these people ever so closer together. I want it just a little bit more. I'll do. And then I want to target all of them. Beautiful. Yeah, that'll do. And then one more. Bullet is dead. And I'm going to use my martial exertion here for fun. Oh, I wasn't hitting Counselor Fork that whole time. Let's change that. Alright. So he's at 260 now. This is a great opportunity for our Chucky boy to get in the mix. Piercing or bludgeoning here would be the same amount roughly, so it doesn't really matter. And he still lives. I want to waste an attack on 27 frickin' damage. God damn it. Alright, where's that Mind Flayer? I should go hunt him down. There he is. Oh, good. I can probably... No. No, perhaps not. Does he have a counter? Let's find out. Alright, he did. So as you can see, I mean, I wasn't lying. I am not only winning this fight, I am dominating it. This is the game's idea of scaling. And it ain't working. So, what happened there? Oh, my controller batteries ran out. Hang on a minute. Let's just get those switched out. Yeah. Oh, damn it. Okay. All right. We're back in business. Oh boy. Okay. How many? I have 2 people to kill. The Sharon and some Chucklehead. That's the Sharon. And where's the Chucklehead? Where did I leave him off? The 20 some odd damage guy. Yeah. This is what I mean by movement is essential, right? You see, like, how I am... The only thing holding me back is the fact that I'm far away from things. Alright, that'll do. And then, you know what? I just want these guys off the screen. We know someone's going to spawn back here next turn. I didn't really catch where the spawn points were, but... Did I not attack anybody with this guy this turn? Am I going to lose my rage again? God damn it. I've been really considering switching him out to a fighter for throws rather than the Barbarian. Barbarian does more throws per round when raged, but not when not raged. He kept it. I must have hit something with an attack at some point there, and I just didn't remember. Okay. Death's Heads, those are the ones that can stun. They're not the worst ever, but we should take them out. And then we've got a Ketherick. Yeah, he's kind of problematic because he makes spawns of shit, right? So like, you definitely want to take him out too. But we have only 5 guys. Let's bring them all together, shall we? For a party. Oh, we can't bring Ketherick together because he's immovable. I'm a ding-dong. Well, we can fix that. This is the thing about being so lush with resources, is that you can make some mistakes and you're still alright. One of these guys doesn't have Aura of Murder, I don't care. And they get to incubate because they do. And that's that. And then, oh, he got healed there somehow. How'd that happen? I don't know. What a very unexciting fight. Huh? Oh, he's had a... Oh yeah, these guys both have unstoppable. That's annoying. Probably should use this in there. I don't know why I didn't. I'm a ding dong. I'm not paying attention. When the heat gets turned on, believe me, I start really honing in and like worrying about what I do. But as you can see, there's no need right now. Everybody here is just kind of easy. I should have used this fucking knife there. I don't know why I didn't. And then let's use Loruna, even though it'll hurt me a little bit. Who cares? Oops! I just threw it at my own guy. Whoops. He's fine. I'm not backing off. Maybe I should drink a potion here. I have so many healing potions. My camp is full of them. Yeah, let's also throw one on myself. And another one too. I got so many. This is really being paranoid. I do not need all this healing, but just in case. You never know. That was a really stupid move on my part. 2 hits required here. Let's just go up and do this. That kills the Death Knight. Cambion, Kobold, Saravox over there. Alright. Let's get the Huntress on Saravox if I can make it all the way over there. It looks like I shall. I thought there were 2 people. Oh, there are. Okay. There are. I'm not blind. Okay. Is everybody aura murdered? Looks like it. And look at that. He warped towards me and then fell on his ass. I love it. And boop. You did. And I got no actions left over there. Let's get Musclehead over here. Fab. Do it all again. Yeah, sure. And of course, oh, did Fuckface do an attack yet? There we go. Where's the Myconid? Oh. Oh. I wasn't interrupted a second ago, then he fell on his ass. Okay. No need for you. Having a counterspeller in the party is essential, by the way, for reasons I've already outlined. And I have one, so that need has been satisfied. I would like very much to use my black hole effect now, please. Not ideal, but still decent. Let's see if I can position myself ever so perfectly. Can I not just like... No, I can't. Oh well, yeah, well, we can. Hit what we can, kill who we can. Oh, yeah, let's fly over there. Can I get there? Ooh, I can get awfully close. I don't know if that's going to be ballast armor distance, but... for one of them it is. Good enough. Okay. What else we got over here? Nothing. Garbage, garbage creatures. All garbage. Okay, it's a target bitch environment. I meant the dog, by the way. That's why I was going after the dog. What did you think I meant? Stop accusing me of things. And a boop over there. Boops are done. Anything else? Of course there's other things. Of course. Okay, oh, I know what I want to do here. I want to get a little closer to each of these targets. So I can do that. That. And then... bah humbug. Okay, that works. Okay, got one kill there. That's all I needed, just to trigger Bloodlust. Would have been nice to hit both, but no big deal. And I always forget this guy, and I lose my rage. Not this time. This time he had a purpose. The conundrum with that barbarian, just to elaborate some more, is that in the base game, by level 12, a fighter has 3 attacks in the first round, 6 plus 7 if you're a war cleric. 11 fighter, 1 war cleric has 7 attacks in the first round, 8 with haste, 9 with bloodlust. So that's 9 attacks in the first round. In honor mode vanilla, burst damage is king. So that 9 attacks in round 1 is great. The barbarian does less because they have to pay for berserk with one of their bonus actions in the first round. They get more attacks in subsequent rounds, 4 versus 3, at least as soon as those war cleric charges run out. But generally speaking, in terms of throwing builds, an 11 fighter of some kind, EK, people like, but you can also do it with champion if you wanted. Battlemaster doesn't make a lot of sense. Plus 1 level of war cleric is usually the way to go at level 12. That changes considerably, though, in this scenario because of the AC bonus that he gets. He's basically invincible. In addition to some other features, like fights lasting a long time, DPR taking priority over burst damage. So, and like I said, it's 4 attacks per round when frenzied as opposed to 3 for the fighter, and that adds up. The fight has to go an awful long time for the fighter to eventually catch up, and they will, right, when they can't rage anymore. But you actually recover 1 rage charge per short rest in Trials of Tav when you buy a certain upgrade. So it kind of negates the negatives of having to rage so much. So you can often rage twice in a fight if you absolutely need to. So I think Berserker is better. I'd have to math it out. I don't care enough to actually do the math, but I think Berserk is better. But Fighter just is less hassle. It's very uncomplicated, right? So if there's a reason I'm doing Fighter there, it's because it's just fucking easier. One more. Would you like to get blasted in the face? I hope so. Oh, I lost my rage again. See, that's what I mean. Like, I get to the end of the round, and like, Fighter, you don't have to think about it. Fighter is just always there. We're able to throw 3 times a turn. But you lose that sweet 63 AC. Fuck, you know? How many rounds left in this fight? 4? Yeah, whatever. The rage is going to expire soon anyway. Who cares? Oh, we got 3 targets over there. Oh, that seems like a job for my hunter. That almost never gets to stretch their legs. Is that gonna do it? That'll do it, right? Missed anyway. Fucking hell. Cannot harm Sanctuary. That's the nice thing about volley is that, oh yes you can. It's an AoE. So all you have to do is just target the ground. And that's that. Come to the end of the fight here. There's no point in holding back. Just use all your short rest resources, whatever they are. You can use up to 1 spell slot of each level as well, by the way. You also get those back on the short rest. So we'll use them. We got 8 Illithid. Avengers, nothing. So it's just the Illithid. That's the big deal here. If you even want to call it that. Let's get Mr. Illithid Man taken care of first. My stabby guy's an awful long way to do that. Okay, we'll start off with my shooty guy. My shooty lass. And see if she's willing to get shooty. Attacks of opportunity are not of any importance. As you can tell by the amount of damage I've taken, I've done more damage to me than this round than the entirety of the enemies have. So that should tell you something. Not really much for this guy to do here. So what I'm going to do is go make it fun. Oh, his black hole's been expended too? Whose black hole hasn't been expended? This guy. I don't want to expend his black hole though. But I will. What I'll do is I'll fly over here. Oh, I gotta unlink those weapons. Okay. Oh, god damn it. I'm not gonna be able to get there anyway. I don't know what I was thinking. I can get there with this guy though. This lady. But he doesn't have, or she doesn't have black hole. That's what I should have done. Or is she? No, it's already expired. Oh well. That'll do. Ghost. No, can't quite get to them. Whatever. Tadpole Charm is not effective against hunters because, again, you can just target the ground and hit the monster anyway. Oh, fuck you. What are you at, 30? I'm in a long rest after this, right? Am I able to get into position for a Mind Blast here? Saved. Alright, you know what? I'm just going to get up into his face and throw right in front of him. And still enough left to hit the other guy across the room. Probably. Yeah, sure. Not much else though. He's gonna live. Alright. Is that it? No, there's more coming. Just for some reason that round had nobody in it. This is the end, right? This is round 18. This is round 17. 7 more spawns to go. I think. Yeah. Okay. Let's switch back to controller mode here. Who wants a face full of fist? Or in this case, knife. Oh man. This is movement. This is a real limitation. This is wholly unnecessary. Why am I even considering doing that? All I have to do here is get a little closer. These two knuckleheads. Kill them. Fly over here. And where's the last enemy? Oh, yes. Another bugbear under the bridge. Don't know if I needed to do that there, but I did. That's what I did. And for round 18, to get back in the center, go on this platform, and sure, whatever. Okay, we got 7 dudes. Kithrak, a brawler, eventually, but Death's Head that can stun, that an iron console can hold and dominate. In fact, Black Gauntlets of Bane can dominate. I think iron consoles. No, they can dominate too. So anyway, not that it really matters here, but that's a prime target. So that's what we'll take out first, with a little pinprick, followed by another little pinprick, and then this is the closest, the little fucking iffy boy here, and I probably did that wrong. I could have done better. Shoot. Elf Blaster. Yeah. Okay, you get 2 beams, and you get a beam. And you know what? I'm going to use the spell slot again. I think this is just a better play. Because I get his unstoppable charge down and hit him 5 times. Yeah. Let's use our stun here to hold him in place in case he lives another round. Just to make sure he doesn't move, you know? I'm not quite close enough, am I? Oh, no, it's fine. And where's that iron console? Oh, he's up there. I didn't even see. He's up there. Alright, well, you're no use to me. They're gonna live one more turn. That's okay. Stunned and dunned. Fly into position. Stab him in the neck. Fly into position. And offhand stab him in the neck. And yes, perfect clear W rogue score, of course, every time. Pick up the stuff. This is where the game lags a bit. And claim your rewards. 68 items off the ground already. They group select them, which is kind of nice. Like, it's all the ingredients that put off the ground. Here's all the loot. I have multiple copies of every good piece, but I still check the pile for other things that I might need, like scrolls. I'll always take potions, elixirs, things like that. Waiting. Come on. There we go. Sarahbox Wretched Armor. I will never wear that. It's a heavy armor. Heavy armor is shit in Trials of Tab because the AC is so terrible. Whole bunch of good stuff here, none of which I need. I have multiple copies of all of these in my my chest. There's some exceptions though, of things I didn't take that are kind of like experimentally good, and I might want to play with. And I'm just keeping an eye out for those if I can see them before time runs out. And yes, you are on a timer. You have like 2 minutes. I have it set as high as it'll go. 2 minutes to loot at the end of each combat, which is kind of weird. Like, why wouldn't they just have an option to just go back at your leisure so you can carefully go through all the loot and not have to just hastily grab it all? But I am trying to be under the clock here so that I can just destroy everything I don't want. Otherwise, some of it will auto pick up upon exit, which I don't want. Although I think I have it set correctly now to only give me the things I actually do want. So maybe I'm speaking out of school. Alright, that settles that. Destroy the rest. 410 loot items destroyed. Fine by me. And we're back at camp. So that's the fight. I'm going to buy some upgrades. Not that those really matter anymore. Continue to get this fuckface's strength up to where it needs to be. I'll buy a stock reset here. And 7 points of strength to Danton, please. And then 3 points of something. I'll give him another end point just around. Oop. That was the wrong button to press. I'll give him another end point just to round him up. And then, I don't know why he's at 13, but he is. And then I'll invest. There's really nothing left to buy here. Jeez, I guess her wisdom sucks. That's bad for saves. And now he can use any strength-based weapon. Yeah, I suppose I'll just start buying wisdom for Verona. Alright. Well, onward I will go. Oh. I'll show you what my chest looks like when you get this far into Trials of Tab. Like, sort by type. And scrolls, weapons, oh yo 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 yo, weapons, so many weapons. I got 10 copies of Marco Heskier sitting in my bin here. Look at all those Nilrunas, look at all those Rhapsodies, look at all those Spears of Night and Evening, look at all those Silver Sword of the Astral Plane. All useless, utterly useless, because my current party composition is very damage optimized. I do not want to fuck around with that stupid shit. Although Baldur's Giant Slayer will carry you in this mod because it doubles your strength modifier as well. Early on, you haven't looted the Ballast Armor yet, which is quite rare. I've only obtained 3 of them so far. There is a point where you don't have one, and Baldur's Giant Slayer actually carries you quite some distance. So I want to get down to Nex here. Because Brood Brothers Revenge just doesn't really do it for me anymore on this character. Unless I want to put a Ring of Regeneration on her, which I do not. So I'd rather just look at the other Nex here. Let's remind myself of what we got. And I'll just show you how utterly useless some of these are because of the situation, right? This is a good exercise here. So some ones we would usually consider. Amulet Branding. Got that covered already. There's no weakness I would want to apply here. Maybe occasionally bludgeoning, you know, for the odd thing, but like, no. No, don't care about this. Certainly cannot wear that for any net benefit. Don't need those. Heals, whatever. Spell save DC, who cares? Doesn't matter. My stats are huge. Both of these give you periodic casts of spells, one of which is okay, Gust of Wind, good for pushing things off cliff, but no. Amulet of the Harpers is not a terrible choice. Advantage on wisdom saving throws is not nothing. And the shield cast is also not nothing. It rarely comes in handy, but Face Endless Amulet. I only have 2 of these, plus a third one on somebody else. I actually do need a 4th, and it is quite good. Because it does give me advantage on some very good saving throws. That's a consideration. I'll pick one up. It's better than Broodmother's Revenge, because I don't get healed anymore, so... This mod also adds some new equipment you've never seen before, like this one. None of it's really that good. I haven't run into any of them that's made me go, ooh, I definitely want to wear that. Parry App, no. Psychic Spark, no. This is a new one they added. It gives you advantage on saving throws against spells, and when you fail a saving throw against necromancy spells or spells cast by undead foes, you can use reaction to succeed instead. It's great. Pairs well with the Helldust Boots, which give you a free saving throw success as well. Spine Shatter doesn't really help me here. Nope. That doesn't help me. Guidance is utter bullshit. Tendrils, nope, nope. This thing's so stupid. On a humanoid, once per long rest. Yeah, no thanks. If anything, you carry this around, you wear it until you expend it, then you switch it out. If you really don't care about the neck you've got on. I'm too lazy to do that. Same for this. It gives you like a chance to save your opponent, like or your teammate from damage. Like, who gives a fuck? So that's it. That's it. Maybe a telekinesis cast. Like, what the fuck else do I even care about here? I think it's just the Face Endless Amulet. Think advantage on saving throws. Oh, I already picked one up, didn't I? I'm a dumbass. Right, you can go back in the bin. And then so can you, until I decide at some point to heal and then get the extra 6 poison damage. Extra D6 poison damage. Even worse. By the way, I always wear shields where possible, because the Swire's sled board with its force conduit damage reduction in the mid-game of Trials of Tat is actually quite nice. You compound this with Warding Bond. Everybody's geared up for damage reduction. Helldusk armor in the mid-game. Heavy armor's no good later because your dexterity is going to be at 60 and your AC is going to be way higher without heavy armor. But until you get there, Helldusk armor, force conduit, Warding Bonds, any other Defender Flail, any other source of damage reduction spread over the 2 characters that are interacting with the Warding Bond, it brings the damage down really low. So you'll get hit a lot because stats are high and the enemies are actually a little stronger than you in the mid-game, but most of the damage will be reduced to 0. That's how I got through the mid-game, going from like 500 rogue score up to 1500, I would say. Yeah, I think I've shown you everything. Endless supply of crap that I'll never use, but I hoard anyway. Spellcrux amulets out the wazoo, just in case I need to replenish spell slots for whatever reason. Yeah. Well, anyway, that's... I'll film a few more of these, because I'm... Not every fight. I'll film the odd fight every 500 rogue score or something until I hit the wall. And, yeah, I'll see you in the next one.